There is a quiet intensity inside you that most people never notice. You may appear calm, composed, and emotionally controlled on the surface, yet internally your mind rarely stays still. Thoughts continue, emotions unfold in layers, and experiences settle deeper than they seem to for others. You do not always express everything outwardly, but that does not mean nothing is happening within. In fact, some of the most powerful psychological activity occurs in silence, where reflection, awareness, and subconscious processing quietly shape how you experience life. Your inner world is not loud, but it is active, not dramatic, but deeply aware. And when your mind naturally turns inward instead of reacting outward, it often reveals a level of psychological depth that goes unnoticed by people who only focus on visible behavior. Sign 1. You keep processing experiences long after they end. Even after a conversation is over or a moment has passed, it continues inside your mind. You revisit the tone, the emotional atmosphere, and the subtle details that others quickly forget. This is not about being stuck in the past. It is about how your subconscious processes experience. Instead of reacting once and moving on, your psyche keeps examining what happened, searching for emotional meaning and psychological clarity. While others experience events on the surface level, your mind absorbs them more deeply. A small shift in someone's behavior, a pause in their voice, or an unusual silence can stay with you for a long time. Your ego does not rush to finalize conclusions immediately. It allows space for reflection. This ongoing internal processing gives your inner world more depth than your external reactions reveal. Sign 2. You are aware of your inner reactions as they happen. There are moments when you notice your own thoughts and emotions in real time. You feel something, and at the same time, you observe that feeling forming. You sense when your mood shifts, when tension appears, or when your mind hesitates before responding. It can feel as if one part of you is living the experience while another part is quietly watching it. This inner observation reflects strong self-awareness. Your mind does not blindly follow emotional impulses. Instead, it becomes aware of them as psychological patterns. You notice when your ego wants to react quickly, and you also notice the deeper awareness that holds that reaction back. This creates a subtle inner dialogue where impulse and reflection coexist. Rather than being controlled entirely by emotions, you witness how they move within your inner world. Sign 3. Silence feels mentally active rather than empty. When everything becomes quiet, your mind does not feel blank. It becomes more aware. Thoughts begin to surface naturally, emotions become clearer, and your attention turns inward without effort. Silence does not feel uncomfortable in the same way it does for many people. Instead, it feels like a space where your internal world becomes more visible. In quiet moments, your subconscious mind begins to organize thoughts, revisit memories, and process emotional impressions that were unnoticed during busy situations. You do not depend entirely on external noise or stimulation to feel mentally engaged. Your inner world generates its own movement through reflection and awareness. This is why solitude can feel more mentally alive than chaotic environments filled with constant distraction. When these 3 signs exist together, they reveal something subtle but important about your psychological nature. Your mind is not passive, it is continuously observing, interpreting, and integrating experiences beneath the surface. Even when you appear calm externally, your inner world remains active, connecting emotions, memories, and thoughts in a quiet but steady process. This inward activity also shapes your sense of identity. Instead of defining yourself only through external actions, you gradually understand yourself through reflection. Your emotional patterns become more visible to you, your inner conflicts become more noticeable, and your awareness slowly begins to recognize parts of your psyche that usually remain hidden in unconscious behavior. There is also a quiet philosophical dimension to this experience. When your inner world is strong, meaning is not formed only by what happens outside, but by how deeply those experiences are processed within. Silence becomes a space of understanding. Reflection becomes a method of self-recognition. And identity becomes something that evolves internally rather than being shaped only by external reactions. From the outside, this depth may simply look like quietness. People may assume you are reserved, distant, or emotionally neutral. But internally, there is continuous psychological movement. Your thoughts are being examined, your emotions are being processed, your subconscious patterns are gradually becoming more visible to your awareness. And perhaps the most subtle realization is that a powerful inner world does not express itself loudly. It does not demand attention or constant expression. It works silently, shaping how you perceive situations, how you understand emotions, and how you interpret your own experiences. So even when nothing dramatic is visible on the surface, your inner world continues its quiet work, observing, processing, and reshaping your perception of reality in ways that are steady, introspective, and far more powerful than they appear from the outside.